there, my sweet strangelings. Today we have a very special video, and it's not just any video. No. These are stories that have been submitted by you guys. Yes, that's right, by you guys. Now, we've asked you guys to submit your spooky stories to us, and the email is down below in the description, but we are going to be reading stories at least once a month. So this email is from a user that has asked to remain anonymous, but let's get started with this story. So, hello Snarl team. I have a scary true story about myself and spirit encounters and the importance of protecting yourself from them. Oh goody, I'm excited to see what you have to say. So when I was 13, I started seeing spirits wander around my room at night, and it started with a ghost of a young Jewish girl who was killed in the Holocaust. I was lucky that my aunt was so advanced in banishing of spirits, or else I would have kept waking up at 4:50 every morning to see the sad and angelic face of this spirit. The next one tried to latch onto me. It jolted me from my sleep at around 3:50 a.m., a few weeks after my encounter with the ghost girl. It first started to play with my hair. I felt the strands of hair be pulled at and swayed from side to side. I was in absolute panic, and then it stopped. I wished it kept playing with my hair because the new image I saw in front of me was much worse. I saw its yellow and orange demon eyes glare at me in delight. I was about to scream, but it shot its scaly, beast-like hands around my throat. I grabbed it and tried to push the arms off me, but I never stood a chance against the spirit. I passed out from the lack of oxygen, and I woke again hours later. I dashed to my mirror, but there was no visible marks. I thought it was just another nightmare until I touched my neck. I recoiled in a pain from my neck. It was ice cold and yet a burning sensation, like it was an actual wound, but not visible to anyone, only touchable. I once again went to my aunt with this, and she was worried, so she came over and saged my home. She also gave me a lucky bracelet and an evil eye pendant. She told me to wear the bracelet wherever I go and to keep the evil eye close. But once I felt I was safe, I was terribly mistaken. It almost cost me my life for a year later. I didn't see a single ghost for months until a few weeks ago. The first one was a low-ranking demon. My dad had accidentally let it into the house by leaving the window open. Then the spirit began to mess with my items and torture me, all for its entertainment. It refused to let me into my room to sleep, and when I went to sleep in the living room, it just chased me in there and kept me awake for the rest of the night. My cat didn't seem to mind the demon, just looked at it and curled back onto my chest. But the morning the demon left, the effect had remained. It caused me to accidentally cast out one of the ancestors out of my home, which sucked, as I believe she was protecting me and my baby brother from far more sinister spirits. I was then tasked to do a deep cleansing of my house in order to protect my brother and myself. This is all because of my lack of protection against the spirit world. Once I finished cleaning, I felt the spirit leave. But little did I know that wasn't the end of it all. The next day, another spirit encountered my house and only wanted me. It stalked me to my room, it stalked me to the bathroom, where it almost killed me. I was washing my hands when I noticed the shower curtains begin to move. I felt this dark entity try to grab me, and it did. It swiped at my arm and I trembled in fear. I was so lucky because I was able to escape the bathroom with the demon still hot on my tail. I ran over to my collection of stuffed animals and ransacked them until I found my lucky bracelet. During this, I felt it growl in my ear. I slipped on the bracelet and imagined a protective bubble around myself, and the demon stopped. My arm still hurts from the swipe. It feels so hollow. I was only seconds away from being killed, and the only thing keeping me alive was my bracelet. I haven't taken it off since then, and I used the remaining chalk to encircle my bed. And the lesson here is, if you become spirit sensitive, protect yourself. It could be the strand between the life and death, such in my situation. Thank you for listening. So I have a couple of thoughts here, but again, you guys can be part of this conversation in the comments. So I am a psychic medium. I've been practicing for well over 10 years. I have my own psychic development circles here in Los Angeles County with my husband, and I also do readings one-on-one with clients. I also dabble into occultism. And I want to say a couple of things here. You could have elaborated a little bit more on why do you think this was a young Jewish girl in that time period. The other thing is, why do you think it's a demon? Because here's my thing, the reason why I question that. If your pets are not reacting to that, I want to say that it might not be a demonic entity. It could be something that is maybe just taunting you. It could be a spirit that's just trying to get under your skin. The other thing too is when it comes to banishing things, this is my recommendation. I know sage is a very sacred herb, is a very sacred plant that indigenous folks work with, and also people in the Americas that have ancestors and roots here. And so I always recommend rosemary. Rosemary is used during exorcisms and to banish off evil. And you want to do a couple things. The way I go about it is using different elements. First, you want to spray something with water, the element of water. Some people use holy water, some people use Florida water. It's up to you, but the intention here is to purify, protect, and, you know, set the intention. Like, so you also want to understand too that part of this is understanding your spiritual beliefs, why you believe in it, and also not succumbing to any fear-based things. So just because there's activity or something in your home, it doesn't always mean demonic energy. It doesn't mean it's always evil. So understanding that energy as well. But I think you did some pretty good steps. I'm more curious to understand more so the conclusion of demonic energy, the conclusion of the Jewish girl, but I enjoyed this story. So thank you so much for writing to us on that. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you guys have any other spooky stories, make sure that you write to us. Until next time, you guys, sweet dreams.